I am Jasmine Cacho, bringing you today's burning issues and the hottest news, here on News Force.
Here are today's headlines. LTFRB extends deadline for traditional jeepney phase-out until end of 2023. DENR conducts monitoring on possible oil spill from sunken fuel tanker. TILG Secretary Ben-Hur Abalos Jr. says PNP to focus on resolving high-profile killings. Philippines strengthens multilateral cooperation and security with Singapore, Vietnam. Social media site Twitter sets violent speech policy. Justin Bieber cancels Justice World Tour. Fair and balanced news. Comprehensive reports that will take you to the heart of the action. This is News Force.
As President Marcos Jr. and Department of Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista advised to give the operators an additional period of time to join the modernization program, the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board decided to provide an extension. The traditional jeepney phase-out received a backlash from the mass, resulting to the extension of deadline from June 30 to December 31, 2023. Daniza Lopez has the full report.
Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board or LTFRB Chairperson Teofilo Guadis III announced the extended deadline for traditional jeepneys to join the Public Utility Vehicle Modernization or PUVM program until December 31, 2023. LTFRB Chairperson Guadis III stated that the extension was regarding President Marcos Jr. and Department of Transportation or DOTR Secretary Jaime Bautista's advice to let operators have more time to participate in a cooperative or corporation and take part in the PUV modernization program. Moreover, he pointed out that more than 90% of the transport groups have expressed support for the PUV modernization plan, thus there was no pressure from the planned week-long strike that was set to begin on March 6 from transport groups in opposition to the approaching phase-out of traditional jeepneys. It was recalled that various organizations in transportation planned a week-long strike on March 6 after the LTFRB announced a phase-out in traditional jeepneys on June 30. For Golden Nation Network, this is Daniza Lopez.
In related news, according to Manibela Chairperson Mar Valbuena, the nationwide transport strike will still push through next week despite the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board or LTFRB's move to extend the franchise consolidation until the end of the year. It can be recalled that President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. urged transport groups to call off their strike, assuring them that the government will look for ways to improve the implementation of the modernization program. Also, another report after the industrial fuel tanker sank off the waters in Oriental Mindoro, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources or DENR is actively monitoring the reported oil spill. DENR said that they are keeping an eye on the location as it might put the lives of the residents and livelihood in the area at risk. Moving on, according to the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines or CAAP, a helicopter used for medical evacuation was reported missing after taking off from Mangsi Island in Balabac, Palawan on March 1. The helicopter took off at around 7:30 a.m. after picking up a patient on Mangsi Island. The helicopter was on its way to the Southern Palawan Provincial Hospital in Brooks Point when it was reported missing. Earlier today, the Philippine Coast Guard or PCG said that it has found floating debris that could be from the missing medical evacuation helicopter. However, the PCG is still verifying if this is really from the missing medical chopper. Meantime, despite problems in data encoding, the Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA is on track on achieving its goal of registering Filipinos in the Philippine Identity System or PhilSys. The PSA targets to register 18.19 million Filipinos in the first quarter of the year. However, the PSA will still need to update data to correct possible errors, which might have come from the documents submitted by the registrants or during the encoding process. According to PSA Registration Officer Baby Jean Alid, before completing the registration process, applicants are given the chance to view the encoded information in the final step of registration. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. swore to bring justice to Matthew Salilig, a 24-year-old chemical engineering student from Adamson University who was reportedly killed due to hazing. Marcos Jr. decried the continuation of hazing rituals, emphasizing that hazing is never a measure to strengthen the brotherhood since it merely encourages violence and should not be tolerated in students' groups. According to the investigation, Salilig participated in the Tau Gamma Phi fraternity's initiation ceremonies in Laguna. Salilig had been missing since February 18 and was found buried at a trench in Imus, Cavite. For today's weather bulletin, the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration or PAGASA reported that the northeast monsoon and shear line will bring rains over parts of the Philippines. With this, Cagayan Valley, Bicol region, Aurora, Quezon and Oriental Mindoro will experience cloudy skies with rains. Meanwhile, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms is expected over Palawan and the rest of Visayas and Mindanao. On the other hand, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with light rains will be felt in Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon. Coming up next, News Sports. Senator Cheese Escudero says government must review fiscal condition of modern jeepneys. Supreme Court, Department of Justice and San Juan Local Government Unit inaugurate new San Juan City Hall of Justice. DILG Secretary Benhur Abalos Jr. says PNP concentrates on resolving high-profile killings. Stay tuned for more stories and reports when News Force returns.